make me dance. You make my heart beat super fast. You lift me up, you make me laugh, baby.
It's 9 weeks.
Alright, hello and welcome to the IFAR Season 14 COTA race. This is race, we're actually getting close to the end of the season.
I've never heard of that number before.
What number?
Getting close to the end of the season.
Yep, that's a very, it's a new number, just came up with it.
No.
Fresh off the stock market.
Zak the mathematician.
Yep, very good at math. Very good at maths as well. Race 11 of 15, so after this race we got, well, shoot, like 4 races left.
And there you go with those numbers.
Got shoot. Yep, shoot is the right amount of number races left in the season. Not really, but you got the gist. Just some things here. Quite as accurate as I'd like it to be.
Okay, I'm getting messages from people on Discord. Didn't know I was popular.
Yeah, sometimes I'm question my popularity as well.
Well, this probably answers the question about my popularity because I'm here commentating IFAR.
At the end of the day, it's not a popular. I can't freaking speak English. It's not a popularity contest. It's a freaking.
It's a pissing contest.
Exactly. There you go.
And I'm about to win it because I just had this beer and I got to take a crazy ass whiz, but I'm gonna wait. Yeah, it looks like all your normal road course guys are doing their thing. Of course, naturally, Alexander Gonzalez-Greene has about a full second time gap on Stephen Gibson in the 51. Stephen? Yeah. I'm still getting used to half these names. I race with half of them, and I don't know who the hell the other half are. Yeah, Stephen Gibson second on the board, and then Will Viola third, and the 21, I believe, is Kyle Watts, of course, fourth. 06 of Sims in fifth. The times are quite, if you don't credit the 63's time, the times are quite close.
My fastest lap is pretty much non-existent, but right now with the points standings, right now it's Gina Benoni, something accurate, which it is accurate now that I look at it. Currently 13 points over Joshua Clements, 15 points back Delma Prad, 21 points back is Kyle Watts. D-Dog Rodriguez, 55 points back in 5th in the standings. But other than that, with 4 races, or well, technically 5 races if you include COTA here tonight, got about pretty good close battle between the top 4 for maybe the one of the closer titles I've seen in recent IFAR history. So it'll be interesting for sure. Fixed. Alright, should be good. Alright, let's see. Got 8 minutes left in practice. Got myself my little hilltop camera over here in pit lane 2. And yeah, it's gonna be an interesting night for sure. Did a few laps on this track. It's a bit more abnormal what you'd see in most IFAR subs, at least from my experience. You know, usually I'm used to seeing a bit more tighter end challenge of setups. This one still tight in its own regard, but it's a different level. You're kind of more challenging on the level of keeping the car, I guess, straight on exit, and as well as managing the tires. At least that'd be the way I would describe it. I'm not sure if that'd be the best description, but regardless, that is my 2 cents. Very interesting curveball, I think, for these drivers that Some may find it as a challenge, some may find it as a frustration, but regardless, it is there for them to put on hopefully a good show here tonight with, I believe, 27 laps for the race, or not 27, 24 laps rather. I don't know why I said 27. With a fuel window, or not fuel window, but fuel lasts about, let's see, that's 14 laps, so that's one stopper. Gives a decent window around the middle of the race to decide when you want to pit and when you don't. So, got options, that's a good thing to have.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Mr. AGG here in the 63, top of the board with a
yeah,
212
well,
darn. Yeah. Well made.
And in that gap, almost a full second to, and Liam Tingley spins off in the S's.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, I did.
Well.
Yeah, meanwhile, riding along, I'm keeping an eye on Steven Gibson, the 51, fastest of the rest of them. Almost about a second off of as he comes up the S's. I think the corner cutting rules, from what I was listening from Alex, are if you stay, as long as you stay within the red and the green portions of the track, I think you're safe, if I'm not mistaken. Sure.
But yeah, everyone's still practicing their stuff. About 5 minutes left in the session. Really, got about 21 so far on the board. It's a bit high, a little bit higher than what I was expecting, to be honest. But again, COTA, it's a bit of a challenge. I think these guys are in for it. Ready to get some stuff going. One guy tonight I'm looking at is this guy in the 23. Wasn't able to get a sponsor on that car, but Jonathan Salos.
He don't need one.
You don't need one. That's true. I believe this is, don't quote me on this, but I believe this is his IFAR debut tonight in the 23. So, you know, be interesting to see for sure. He's got himself a score title and a bunch of accolades in there, and OSTC, he runs that league. He's got a bunch of accolades in there. He's overall a pretty good driver, and this track has also been very good to him as well. So it'll be interesting to see how he does tonight, and hopefully he doesn't get in wrecks like he did just there. But yeah. The driver right here, Jolene Sims in the 06, made their debut last week at Daytona, or well, Daytona Squared rather. Where they got a top 5 in their debut, which is pretty impressive. So now this is a track that's, you know, not a super speedway. You can actually, well, I'm not saying super speedways don't take skill, but this is a different skill set. It'll be interesting to see how they do here tonight in that 06 Chevrolet for SCR. Speaking of FCR, and last week's winner, teammate to Jolene Sims, Joshua Lizaswain. Before we talked about him in CCRS, how he was pretty fast at Kyalami. Couldn't quite catch up to Solos there at the end, but had a really good performance at Kyalami. I think he'll be one of those, well, 16th on the board right now, but depending on how he does tonight, definitely not someone you want to stray away from in terms of how you think they'll do. From what I understand, there is a, I don't think this has been formed yet, but there's supposedly a secondary team forming off of SCR, suiting a couple of the guys that aren't going to be able to be on the main team, so it'll be interesting to see if that ends up happening. E-Dog Rodriguez, he's been quiet but consistent. Got himself top, I think he got 6th last week in the Kellogg's car, so interesting. And like I was saying, he's 55 back, really the only guy that's, you know, not big time close in points, but he's not big time out of it either. He could, you know, put some stuff together, might see him do something there at the end of the season, but regardless, pretty solid so far for Mr. D-Dog. And Lyle in 81, P11 on the board. he'll be interesting to watch. Nothing really big to note on him, at least here in IFAR. He's been fairly consistent, nothing too crazy. He's been solid, clean, occasionally clean, and you know, holds his own for the most part. Be interesting to watch tonight. And Dunlaprad, P6 on the board. He is definitely one of the guys to watch out for almost any time he's behind the wheel. So keep an eye on that 74 regardless of where he's at. And Victor Delgado the third, one of the few Dodges in the field, number 12, Milling Cup Racing entry. Has been having some up and down races here and there, nothing too crazy. Had a good effort at Pocono, had some speed at Homestead. He actually died last week, so his ghost is racing.
How did they resuscitate him? Oh.
That's what I'm wondering. He actually died, and he's here in the car this week.
Yeah,
so.
they tried the whole bit, heart massage and everything. I don't suppose it was enough, though, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't know who's behind that 12 car, but regardless,
Kirsten Bell's hairline is receding. Apparently, her quote was, "This team is receding my hairline with 3 E's instead of the normal 2.
Interesting.
I'm hearing all this junior team talk like this is Formula 1. These cars, I mean,
yep.
They don't look like Formula 1.
No. Actually wonder who's going to be the Yuki Tsunoda of the gang.
Well, Pasta, but he's not Japanese, unfortunately.
Not yet, no. Yeah, look, there's Mr. William Viola there. The sand.
No, he might be Japanese, I don't know. I don't care.
Only time will tell.
Uh-huh.
Joshua Clements.
I think I'm turning Japanese, I really think so.
Maybe. Yeah, Mr. Joshua Clements there in the 92 Toyota. You were talking about him in you know, points contention. So oh shoot, they're actually going to Q right now. So yep, that's interesting. But yeah, Joshua Clements also up there in the point standings between him, Gino Bononi, Kyle Watts, and Dunlaprad. So kind of like a 4-car battle up there. So these last 4 races are going to be crucial for all 4 of those drivers, and potentially D-Dog Rodriguez as well. So all those guys are going to be ones to watch for this race. Since
yeah.
since my ticker just does its own thing, I can just like have it on the thing and the results just show it by itself. Reminds me I need to IFAR.
Could have gotten Bryson to commentate with us. I didn't realize he was in here.
Well.
Yeah, it's okay. That's no big deal.
Yeah. Yeah, Alex kind of asked if I could like give him a heads up beforehand. That way he knew. So.
Control. No, yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah. Let's figure out a way to fill 5.5 minutes of queue time here.
Yeah, first thing is these guys gotta get their outlaps in. I think they only get. I should probably get in my car. That would definitely help slow the time down. They get 1 lap, so that's plus.
Yeah, as huge as long as this track is, 3.5 miles, it makes sense. I mean, still ain't Road America, but it's not New Hampshire road course by any means.
No. You know what? I see an interesting track on Stunnard called the New Hampshire Rallycross. It was like a dirt New Hampshire. That looked really interesting.
Yeah. Newer?
I think so. I think it was up below like 5 months ago. I have to go back and look. Be interesting. Like maybe do some online shenanigans on potentially.
There's a new version of that Hanford Motor Speedway out. We ran it in the 150 League for a few races.
Is it a road course?
No, Hanford. It's a basically a mini Pocono.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And the turns are slightly different. Turns are all different radii and things. It's a very interesting racetrack.
All right, it's interesting.
On that note, what's the weirdest track you've ever raced on NR for an online race?
Online race. Ooh. I think one time we tried doing Queensland in CCRS, and I don't know, for some reason it just stuck out like really weird to me. It's one of them Australian tracks, and it just the setup, like the track itself and the setup was like, it was really weird. I was actually kind of wanting to run it too, but they had to switch it up to Sonoma because it was like not everyone was really liking it. So
we did a fun race like 2014 or 15, maybe 16. We did a fun race. You know that Thornton track?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've been talking about that one a lot.
Yeah, we actually did a fun race at that Thornton track. I remember we had a fun time. I got pushed off into the freaking quarry by somebody. But,
yeah.
As everybody does.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking about hosting a fun race there through Sox, like during the Sox off season. Bring back the GNS 70 cars, do like a. I was even thinking about doing the Hornies EXE, but I was thinking, it'd take way too long to do a lap around there in the Hornies EXE, so probably not worth it.
That may have been the race. I think we did Melon Car Hornies at Thornton.
Shoot, yeah, no, I've heard of that happening.
I remember I ran the 30. I ran the 30 car. It was sponsored by Jones Barbecue Foot Massage.
Oh yeah, that's a good sponsor.
But the number was painted XXX for the Roman numerals 30.
Ah, nice.
Good times.
Lap times going in here. Looks like
session's over. Looky there. Will Viola on the pole. Beat
nice.
out Agaga. Look at that 213 flat from Alex and a 212.8 from Will.
Shoot, I just noticed. For some reason, Alex's last name does not show up on my ticker.
That's okay. We know who he is just by the letter A.
I think we'll know.
It's like the symbol from Prince, the artist formerly known as Prince, and it had that weird and funny gender-looking symbol.
Yeah, I guess we'll just have to recognize him by his number at this point, because it's not that my ticker doesn't show first names or first initials or nothing.
We'll call the driver formerly known as Alexander Gonzalez-Greene.
Yeah, I mean, if he did join us, I don't know why. Like, it'll show, Victor's...
It shows Alexander GG.
Yeah, it shows GG in, like, the game, and it won't show on my ticker, but it won't show the two...
Maybe because he has it in the first name thing. Oh, he's showing the corner cutting here.
Yeah, very, very important part of this. Oh my gosh, Jolene Sims coming out of nowhere. But yeah, a little bit of demonstrations here from the league owner to demonstrate, where you can and where you can't drive on the track with penalties and whatnot.
Meanwhile, everybody else is driving around them.
Yeah, I think everyone else is trying to get more track practice or just screwing around. Who knows?
Yeah. Like I say, basically, as long as you keep two wheels in the red, from what I'm gathering, or as long as you stay within the red.
Imagine a race around here in the Hornies EXE. That'd be something.
You know what? Forget all that. Let's go to the Nordschleife in it.
Yeah. I haven't actually done the Nordschleife in
do it one lap. First person to make it back with that EXE wins.
Yeah. Man, that sounds like fun. I'm not gonna lie.
Or do it like multi-class. Have half the field in Hornies, the other half in the Kart EXE. give the Kart EXE guys have them start a lap later than the Hornies.
It sucks. You could probably splice the mods or something, but a multi-class, you'd have to all run the same model of car. But I bet you there's a way you could just pick one model of car, like say you did like a multi-class between Gen 4. But you only have to run. You could only run like one manufacturer, obviously, with how this game limits things. But have Gen 4 maybe.
See, let me tell you this: there's a version of GN70. You know how you have to have for the current GN69, GN70, you have two different versions of the mod: one for short track, one for super speedway.
Yeah.
There's one version that's out there. I forget the version of it. It has all the makes in one go. You have your Chevy, then you have your Ford/Mercury. You have the short track Dodge Plymouth body, share a body, even though slightly different. They share a body, and then you have the winged cars, which share a body too. So you could run like some of the short track, like some of the speedways back in for the 1969-70 season. Some had the winged cars, some of the independents didn't. So you could kind of recreate that halfway realistically.
All right. Yeah, so probably Gina 70 best bet if you're trying to do multi-class then. Good to know. Yeah, William Viola, number 27. I believe this is his first IFAR pole for him. Again, don't quote me on that. I don't have my stats book open, but valiant effort. I know it's his first one of the season for him. He also got that podium, I believe, at Southern National. I forget what that track is. They did a short track recently. Evergreen, that's what it was. He got third at that one. And yeah, he pole here today. So
oh, we got a looper in the S's. It's immense.
Well, once happy hour ends, which is about 5 minutes or so, we're gonna have 24 laps of just straight up, well, not straight up, but just 24 laps of Austin, Texas COTA, whatever you call this place.
That's pretty apt. I would love to see a shorter version of this for NR.
Yeah.
Like what they run now, obviously. But
yeah, pretty good stuff. It's a nice little track.
Oh yeah, it's a fun track. I'll be right back.
All right, reload my thing's working. Last night my YouTube just straight up like wasn't loading anything. Okay, well it's still not quite loading things correctly, but I'll reload, check it every once in a while. Hopefully I don't miss anything in chat like I did last night with Mr. Salos and the 23, who's here today. I don't think he's on track, but he is here today, making his debut. Everyone also testing their pit road. This is a very crucial area here. You know, pit road speed, I believe 45. Different than what you'd see at some tracks, but it's not really that narrow. It's not really like too super challenging. It's just, you know, straight up, you get that pit road entry down, you're in good shape, and then get that pit road exit out, make sure you don't cook too hard into turn one, and also don't go in someone else's racing line, and you should be in pretty good shape for the rest of your race if you end up doing green flag pit stops. How close it'll be, honestly, I think we may be in for something interesting, you know, this top 5 for qualifying. You know, maybe some guys didn't qualify as well. Think they can do better. Long runs, short runs. I think we're going to get a good mix here tonight. I feel like only time will tell, obviously, but you know, I think we're in for something interesting, regardless. Nicholas Badimlik. Haven't talked to him about him much in a very cursed combination. That is a GM. It's basically just GM on a Toyota. The running, not really even a running gag at this point. It's more of just a consistent thing that this league is a Toyota dominating league. Almost everyone here runs Toyotas, and you know, the fact that whole bit is still being ran through a Chevy sponsored or car with even, you know, a normally iconic Chevy number is quite honestly one of the most cursed things I've seen in this league. But, you know, and I'm not going to go too far saying that, as this league has had some very cursed history and references in its 14 season tenure. So definitely not top of the board of the most crazy thing, but, you know, it's definitely probably one of the craziest things I'm seeing here today. Pearson Bell in the 44. That's to 3. I don't think I'd count Dunn's car as pink, but the color palette of these 3 cars here, and all of them teammates in one way, shape, or form. The color palette here are fairly similar. I'm just noticing. You got I want to say a darker pink, purple, a much lighter pink, and then about the medium pink in terms of car color. So that's interesting. Didn't really think about it that way before. Teammates and AGG there in the 63, outside pole sitter, League Owner. Joshua Clements, fresh to the mod team, and driver for Diesel Motorsports number 92, championship contender.
Oh boy!
And Robbie Gilman has returned. Shoot, can't
Stop!
speak.
Don't lie to the people. Landon Loud taking an interesting line through the SS, taking a hard shot into the arm co and getting stuck.
Oh shoot! Okay, let's take a look back at that.
Yeah.
All right, this is a example of what not to do, folks. Do not hook
This
a
is the
left.
Landon Loud line.
Yeah, do not hook a left into the grass. Do not dip into the sand. And do not jump scare Cole Mather.
Because he will kill you.
Yes. David Gibson getting some more practice in. I noticed, I was honestly, rooting for him to maybe get the pole. I did not expect, well, I should have expected William Viola to do well in qualifying, but ultimately didn't.
To your cars.
Gotta get in on my car. It is race time, folks. 24 laps around this. Some would call it a monstrosity. Others would call it a fountain of youth. If you're crazy, call it a fountain.
Found a bullshit.
Gosh dang. Calling anything for late for dinner at this point. Where are these guys starting up? Are they over here?
So yeah, once again, God, these cameras suck at this track.
And not that great.
So yeah, once again, front row, Will Viola and Alexander Gonzalez-Greene.
Oh, there, I can see him right over there.
Yeah, there's the command. Row 2 is Jonathan Salos inside, or left, I should say, and Stephen Gibson. Row 3, Gino Bononi and Kyle Watts, who needs to get going. Jolene Sims and Don LaPrat in row 4. Work, you fucking clicker. Cole Mather and Landon Lyle in row 5, I think. Is that row 5? Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Kirsten Bell and the 3 of Bedemlik in row 6. Row 7 is Tala Aziz and Liam Tingley. Row 7 belongs to Cusson and Delgado. Row 8 belongs to Garson Moo Young and Joshua Liza Swain. Row 9 belongs to Cole Rodriguez and Daniel Rodriguez, no relation. Row 10 belongs to Dan Rivera and Joshua Clemens. And row 11 belongs to Trey Kinsey and the Ghost Car.
Yep.
Pace car crawling them up here at about 40-odd miles an hour. Pace car fixed to get out of the way. Are they going to turn number 20, I believe it is. Yep. Here they go into turn number 20, going for the green flag. And they're off and not running yet. Hold on. Here's the restart zone. And here we go. They're off and running. I don't know why there's 2 friggin' restart zones here. Into turn number 1, this is going to be the crazy move. We got 3.5 wide coming up through here. Do they make it through clean?
Oh my gosh!
Oh, whoa! What in the world was that? Trey Kinsey, I think, hit a glitch. There's a glitch spot right on the curb, and he hit it just wrong.
Liam Tingley, he's stuck on the grass.
Yeah, no, Trey Kinsey hit a glitch spot. That's where the layers of the track come together. And that killed, I think it may have killed his car. He got disqualified.
And Liam Tingley also. I don't know if they're going to throw a yellow for that or not. I'd imagine not.
I don't think so. Trey Kinsey got flung so far back it disqualified him.
My gosh.
I can't cannot believe Trey's luck. That is.
Oh, car spinning in the back. That's pasta, and that's a restart. Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
This is the restart. Yeah, I figured.
Okay, I was about to say.
Case.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, we got mass murder in turn 11, folks. Look at this.
I've seen fire and I've seen rain.
Have you ever seen such a beautiful display of a mating dance in turn number 11? Look at that. Bedimlik with such vigor, bouncing over 3 cars. Here comes another one. It's Moo Young. And looky there, he bowls a strike. And we're going to restart.
Well, took a time. Hopefully he's going to be the charm.
Drivers, to your car.
All right, that'll be a reminder for people not to cut the curb in turn 1 or you will die.
It's a very, 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 at least it was the last car, not the, oh my gosh. Like, I can't believe just,
imagine if the leader did that. My God, that would have been over.
Bro, I feel bad for them, though. Like, I know the race isn't official, but
see.
the fact that it still happened, you know, it's crazy.
That was a bum deal there.
Well, I guess I'll keep the green flag thing on. I don't really have a fix for that at the moment. These pebbles should be over here again.
But what about pebbles?
I don't know. I don't know why I called the cars pebbles, but I guess we're calling them pebbles today. Got Mr. Scarpellino.
Not so fruity pebbles.
Better than the Xfinity race today. Yep, so far so good. Yep.
Yeah, we call them savory pebbles here.
Savory those tires, man. You're gonna need them.
Pace car rolls once again with the reconstituted field after the alien abduction of Trey Kinsey and the turn 11 mating incident of 2025.
Gonna be interesting in the lore record books.
Yeah. The CIA is already trying to wipe our hard drives at the moment from that. In any case, they're going to pace once again through these last little few S's here. It's through the stadium section. Pace car is getting ready to come into the pits here. Actually, no, this is the stadium section. I don't know my COTA, as y'all tell. I think this whole thing is the stadium section, isn't it? From the end of the backstretch on. Yeah, I think so. In any case, heading toward turn 19 here, I should say. Going from turn 19, heading toward turn 20. Pace car's in, and I need to remember they're in the second restart zone. What is the 44 doing? Oh, she's getting her spot back. Here they come into the false restart zone, so you get a false sense of security.
Yep.
And that must be the Formula 1 start line. Into the real restart zone, and they are off once again. Boogity Part 2. Land rush into turn 1 once again. Make sure nobody cuts the turn. No, Trey cut the turn, but he got through it that time. Everybody made it through. Land rush down to the S's, 2 and 3 wide. And Viola running away with the lead at the moment, but Gonzalez hot on his tail. Got Gibson cut the corner a little bit, and Salo's hanging on to third. Oh, we got a big crash. Multi-cars. We got a car upside down over here at the head of the S's. That is the 12 of Victor Delgado up and over. They're going to try to push him back over.
I believe
that's the 3 of Bedimlik trying to push him back over. One more good, solid. There you go. He's off and rolling. That was I don't know how in the world that happened.
That's a caution.
I would say so. The car flipping kind of sealed the deal.
Alright, let's take a look, see what happened there with Victor Delgado III, who has died 2 weeks in a row. I'll have to get this from TV2. Doesn't look like anything else is going to work.
Oh, somebody went off course. Oh, there was a checkup too at the same time. Yeah, it starts ahead of the 40. Excuse me, the 12. This is the 47 to Cole Mather and the 06 of Jolene Sims. Jolene checks up. Cole gets in the back of her, nowhere to go. Then Delgado gets flipped over in the chaos. Yeah. And Delgado's trying to miss the wreck. Oh, and Mather went back and through the wreck, just hooks him the wrong way, and it flips him onto his lid. It was a very interesting situation. And look at the teamwork there. See the teamwork that Bedimlik and Mather put in trying to flip their fallen comrade back over. So anyway, not much change up in the front. Viola stays your leader. Alexander Gonzalez-Greene in second. Salo's third. Gibson fourth. Watts fifth. Benoni sixth. LaPrade seventh. Lyle eighth. Kirsten Bell ninth. And Garson Young 10th. I hope that's right. Do we see people come down pit road, even though it's one lap?
I think if you see one person come in, I've seen some of these races here. They go one lap and then everyone goes into pit road. So I really couldn't give you 100% on what I would expect, but
I mean, tires and fuel are free in this game, so
yeah, I mean, maybe try to get whatever advantage you can by pitting now, or savor that track position. Either way, I think.
Looks like
either decision.
Yeah, it looks like quite a few people came down. Watts and Viola are staying out. It is Cussin in the 35, or Cussin, however you pronounce it.
Cussin.
Tingley and Cussin, yeah. Cussin like a fucking sailor, and Tingley and Liza Swain stay out. A little bit of a gaggle on pit road there. I thought somebody hit somebody. So that's going to shake up the top five at the moment. Viola first, Watts now second, Cussin now third, Tingley fourth, and Liza Swain fifth. Gibson first out of pit road, LaPrade right behind him.
I think they took 2 tires. Honestly, I like that strategy best out of this.
All right, I think Clements may have been the first to take 4. Then Green, then Salos. Oh, it's 63 with a penalty? No. Yeah, 63 with a penalty. He's going to the tail.
And costly mistake there at the end.
Letting the field go by. Delgado, Bedimlik, and Rivera on pit road.
Understandably so. For a couple of those guys, Rivera and Bedimlik, I don't quite understand. Maybe they...
strategy, maybe, or... Because I know, like I said, with Delgado obviously being flipped over, I understand. No, Bedimlik was involved in the wreck, so I kind of get that.
Yeah, I don't think they'd have that much damage, though. Why they're still on pit road. It might be AFK or something if I had to guess.
Probably.
Well, leader stays the same, but the cars behind him, he's got a whole new ball game.
I thought of it as a joke for that firecracker 250 race. I thought of it as like how they used to start it in the 70s. They would start at 10 a.m. to avoid the heat of the day.
Yeah.
I almost thought as a joke to start the race at 10 a.m.
Yeah, I believe we're going green this time, unless I'm mistaken.
I would say so, yeah. The 3 is AFK. I think the 15 is going to catch in time. We'll see.
Yeah, let's see these guys saving their gas, especially the ones that stayed out.
Yeah, winding through the stadium section. So once again, Viola, your leader, Watts second, Cusson third, Tingley fourth, and Liza Swain fifth. Gibson sixth, LaPrade seventh, eighth goes to Clements, Salos ninth, Bononi rounding out your top 10.
Everyone taking their choose cone. Liam Tingley going to lead us on the outside row.
Yeah, very interesting. I think, and really, I don't think you really have much of a preferred lane going into one. Well, I would say the inside, but
honestly, if it were my opinion, the preferred lane would be whatever lane has the least amount of cars you're next to.
Yeah, right. Here they come out of turn 20, coming to the restart zone, and looks like they're green. So they use the first restart zone for restarts.
Yep. That was a good restart there for
here we go.
able to get that gas going quicker than everyone else.
Another land rush into turn number 1. Big lockup from the 51. Oh, are they going to make it through? Oh, Lyle gets tagged by the 06. Single car spin. He's back rolling.
Yeah, big turn there. It's 3 wide action going on back here.
A lot of action back through the field here. They've gotten single foulers, a couple of 2 wides. Oh, and Trey Kinsey cutting corner quite a bit, probably to avoid hitting somebody.
Yeah. These restarts chaotic. Kind of thing.
Right. Oh yeah. So that land rush down through the S's is always an interesting sight to see. Real battle for position. Muyung and Salos going for what I believe is 8th.
Yep.
And they come into the hairpin.
All this is happening. This allows Viola and Watts start pulling away, and I think this helps them in that track position game. They know those cars with slightly fresher tires, but I think for the fuel games when it really becomes interesting for those guys.
Oh yeah. A little bit of more activity through the back of the pack, mainly going for position there. Viola's driving away from Watts.
And the best thing for him right now is he doesn't have to worry about anyone but himself. That is a really good plus to have.
Kyle Watts had a mess up there through the turn. Team that's going to enable Tingley to gain some ground as Liza Swain is all over the back of Tingley. I almost had some contact.
A big time battle for P3 right now. Don LaPrade also lurking there in P4 with those 2 fresh tires. He wore 2 fresh tires. He didn't go in for 4.
I think Liza Swain, correct me if I'm wrong, did he get 4 or did he take 2?
I'm pretty sure
no,
he stayed out.
That's right, he stayed out. I don't think he didn't think after 1 lap it mattered that much. Here comes Gonzalez to the inside of Clements, taking the position. There's a puff of smoke over there in turn 20. But, nothing major going on there.
Gotta see if he can try to get around Gibson here.
Yeah, a little bit of lockup from several drivers. Salos is going to get around Gibson, or at least put himself in position to. No, Gibson takes it back. It's kind of sorted itself out through most of the pack. It's basically single file at the moment. Yeah, it's single file all the way through the field, pretty much. So, as it sits, Viola has opened up almost a 4-second lead on Kyle Watts. And then another second back Tingley. And then another half second or less to Liza Swain and LaPrade in their own private battle, as is Bononi and Gonzalez-Greene. Gonzalez-Greene going to dive to the inside of Bononi for position here at the hairpin at the head of the backstretch. Going to get the position. This run down the back straightaway is going to be you build the momentum. If you can make the move going into the turn, going into Going into turn 12, I should say. And Trey Kinsey not having very much luck cutting the course. Keeps getting blacked.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
Oh, Cussin slipped a little bit. Went wide in turn 12. Or that's not turn 12, I should say. That's
Big course.
oh,
Easy to miss.
no, I don't even know what fucking turn it is.
Turn whatever I'm looking at.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Viola comes through what I think is 19 and 20, heading back to the front stretch. Yeah, this is turn 20. He's opening up that gap on Watts by quite a bit. It'll be interesting to see what the gap comes to. See, Viola comes across the line here. He has opened up. Golly. That is... He's pulled 2 seconds on Kyle Watts just in that one lap. Now it's a 5.1 second gap on between Viola and Watts. Oh, we got somebody loose. We got... Oh, Gino Bononi spun it at the top of turn 1. He's going to get back rolling.
Big time costly. He's one of the championship contenders.
Right, people flipping and, well, not flipping, but flying through these hairpin turns through the S's.
Oh, and Mather around behind him.
Yeah. Oh, Cole Mather with the spin under the bridge. Kirsten Bell just barely misses him.
That was scary.
Well, past the Toyota bridge, I believe they're on their way to the hairpin. Yeah, they're on the way to turn. Yeah, this is turn 11. Tingley, Gonzalez, and Lizaswain all together, among a few others. Watts has set off on his own after Viola, but Viola cannot be touched at the moment. Through turn 12. This section of the track is all about rhythm. If you break rhythm, you lose all your momentum, and your lap time is completely screwed because of it. A lot of this track is momentum based, from what I've seen. Of course, I'm about as big of a connoisseur of road courses as Stevie Wonder's a connoisseur of paintings. But, I mean, this is a very good flowing racetrack, more than anything, and of course your momentum's rewarded. And Tingley goes wide. Tingley went a little bit wide, gets it back going. I don't know if it was more by design or by sheer accident, but... Here comes Viola back to the start-finish line. Very interested in the gap here. That is another almost 2 full seconds. And Gonzalez-Greene is up to 3rd. Lizaswain 4th, LaPrade 5th. Tingley has slipped to 6th. And about to lose another spot on Jonathan Salos here. Tingley struggling at the moment. Up the S's, down the S's, sideways through the S's. Salos thought of making a run on Tingley there, but he's going to cross him over. Oh, contact. That was really close.
Opens the door potentially for Gibson.
And Gibson may have a chance to poke his nose up in there.
Oh, mistake.
Gonzalez,
big time close.
Gonzalez-Greene has taken off after the other two, after Watts and Viola. Lizaswain and LaPrade racing for position, and Salas is going to get the position on Tingley. Gibson also takes advantage of the open door. Down the back straightaway, they're still side by side. It's kind of singled out for position here at the moment. Viola through 14, 15, and 16, I believe, here. Oh, no, excuse me. Yeah. No, this is turn 16 or 15. God help me with these fucking corners.
Something like that.
Yeah. No, this is turn. Yeah, this track map is all jacked up over here. Yeah, no, it's turns 19 and 20. I know that. Must have been another incident in back. Cole Mather, I think, may have gotten spun by TalhaDevYT in the meantime. But, again, Viola, as normal, your leader. What's the gap? The gap is 8.2 seconds, but Gonzalez-Greene has gotten around Watts for position. Running uphill back into turn 1 once again. Make it clean through there. Oh, Mather goes wide in turn 12. Or turn 19, excuse me. And then went wide. He's struggling with the car. I don't know if he's going to pack it in or what, but he's struggling in a big way through there. Not happy with TalhaDevYT. Understandably, of course. So the top 3 are fixed to be in their own private battle. Whoa, boy. Liza Swain almost locked it up in turn 11. As LaPrade gets to his inside.
All on pit road right now. I think he blew a tire somewhere in that.
I would say so. He said he locked his brakes quite badly before making contact with Mather. See what laps we're running here. I'll check the leader's lap time once he crosses the line, but I think Gonzalez-Greene might be catching.
I think you're right. He's those fresh tires. Well, granted, they were only a lap pressure, but I think this is really just a thing of just managing your stuff.
Yeah. They'll still have to pit anyway, I think, for fuel, at least around halfway-ish.
Yeah, they got about 14 on a tank. They pitted really at the end of lap 1 or lap 2, so...
Yeah, not fuel-wise, the strategy's not going to be much different.
No. It's gonna be...
We'll check the time here at the line. Viola with a 2:16.0. And Gonzalez-Greene with a 2:14.5, closing the gap by 2 seconds.
We're pretty much a little over halfway through this, or a little over halfway through this run. So around lap 14, 15, start expecting seeing pit stops. Maybe lap 13 for some guys.
Battle for position here. Tingley, Cusson, and Sims. Cusson hopping the curb. Luckily, he didn't get abducted in the turn. Delgado goes wide and lets Bononi through. So I would not be shocked if Gonzalez-Greene catches up to Viola and possibly makes a run at the lead.
Yeah. That'd be a big thing, especially before the end of this fuel run. Before the end of this fuel run, if he can do that, that would definitely put him in a good spot.
That would be the best case scenario. Not that Gonzalez-Greene can't outrun him on pace. They're quite even on pace. I don't think that's so much an issue, but any advantage you can gain is much welcomed.
Yep.
Oh, Viola almost overshot turn 12 a little bit. That'll benefit Gonzalez. Oh, and Kyle Watts slipped up in turn 12 as well. That's going to open the door for Liza Swain, LaPrade, and Salos. Oh, and a car... Oh, Gibson almost lost it. Bunch of cars losing grip.
Oh, Watts, he missed the corner.
Yeah, Watts completely misses. Where'd he go? There he is. He's falling back. That's 5 spots he's lost just for missing the corner. Does he have a tire down? No, he's going. No, he's going. He's okay. That thing was dog walking like it had a flat, but...
It's just controller. Josh was going to try taking advantage of it, couldn't quite get to underneath of him yet.
216.2 out of Viola that time, and out of Gonzalez.
Got a Lizard Swing coming down pit road this time.
215.4. That's another second. We got
Wayne
people
and-
trying to display the strategy.
Yeah, and Watts down pit road.
Right. I wonder if that's gonna display their strategy and make it. So with 14 laps, you figure they could barely make it on fuel.
Yeah, I think. Well, shoot. Actually, you know what? I think you're about right. They'd be right on the money there. Unless
They may be sputtering at the line at worst, probably, if I had to guess.
I think in Watt's case, you know, you kind of got to do a little bit of gambling here. You know, just spun out.
Oh, Looper, landed Lyle, Looper the S's. Out of the way, back going. Trey Kinsey lost control just about, but he gets it back in even keel. Gets around Lyle. All Salas is up to Dunlap Pratt, who's now third. This is the battle for third. And, it's Gibson, Clements, and Sims, 5th, 6th, and 7th on track at the moment. Tingley has fallen back to 8th. Lyle and Kinsey racing hard for position here as they head toward turn 12. Nobody's giving an inch.
A little bit of an overshoot there.
Lyle locks it up.
They both overshot it. Gino
All
overshot
three
it
of
even
them
more.
overshot. I venture to see the lap time now for Viola and Gonzalez-Greene. I think Gonzalez may still be catching. That was a 2:16.76 out of Viola. And for Gonzalez, a 2:16.9. No, the gap's actually broadened out a tiny bit. More people coming down pit road. Jolene Sims, Stephen Gibson.
And Lyle and Tingley.
Lyle, Tingley.
Benoni.
Yeah. And Delgado. Cussin gonna come down pit road. A good battle for third now between Salos and LaPrade. Salos is gonna get it. But done with a crossover, maybe. No, he's clear. People leaving the pits now. And Cussin is out of the race, as is TalhaDevYT.
What happened there? I think maybe Cousin sped on pit road or something like that.
Maybe he just retired. I'm not sure.
Curious.
Rodriguez pitting this time. Dan Rodriguez.
Oh,
Viola might be. What happened?
Nah, he just drove it into the sand pit intentionally, so yeah, he was just done.
Yeah, 2:16.78 out of Viola and a 2:17.5 out of Gonzalez-Greene. He may have wore the good out of his tires.
Maybe.
Trying to get back through the field. Probably trying to hold serve.
Brad on pit road.
That leaves Solos basically by himself for a good gap until Clements, I think.
And that's good for Solos. He can kind of just focus on putting himself in position and running his line, and not have to worry about anyone else behind him or in front of him at the moment.
Trey Kinsey has gone up to 5th, I think, at the moment. He'll be 5th.
Right, not gonna lie.
LaPrad's going to come out behind Leslie and Watts.
Honestly, I think LaPrade had the advantage there. Yeah, because Leslie and Watts had pitted a lot earlier, and Liza Swain and LaPrade were really close to each other when they had originally pitted, and they're about 2 lap difference in tires, and you see how close they are. I don't know, obviously skill differentiations, but still, that's interesting to note nonetheless.
47 has looped it in the stadium section again. I'm back rolling.
What'd you say?
And the 47 had looped it in the stadium section. Just a quick 360 and throw it in gear and go on.
Oh well. Yeah, not a very fun race for Mathers so far right now. Looks like he's struggling a bit.
Almost looks like he wants to come join us in the booth again like last night.
Yeah.
I feel for him though. But Trey Kinsey promoted to 5th, Watts 6th, Liza Swain 7th, Dunlap Pratt 8th. Not a whole lot going on track at the moment. I think besides a few people, the pit stop cycle's complete.
Yeah, I think everyone's just, putting themselves in position where they want to be.
We got a battle now. Look at there. Liza Swain and Watts and LaPrade right together. This is 6th, 7th, and 8th on track.
All of them with a different entry there. Trying to gain time on one another. Oh, and Watts went wide. Unless that was by design.
Probably maybe get the run through the corner here, yeah.
Hey, he still has some time, regardless, but...
Through turn 19. Going into 20 here.
I think LaPrade, he's going to have the advantage on these two here with a little bit fresher tires, but like you see with Gonzalez-Greene, you don't want to, negate that advantage by pushing too hard.
Salas has made his pit stop. He's going to come out right in the thick of this battle.
Yeah, good strategy there.
That's going to fling him back just so. That was real close.
I think a good move there for Solos, pitting when he did.
Yeah, I think, did the 63 come down pit road?
Nope, not yet. And they are...
Because it's interesting, because Viola has pulled 17 seconds on the 63. I wonder if there was a spin. That he lost a lot of time, so I wonder if he did spin off and do a quick 360. So that's actually going to open up quite a big cushion for Viola if he wanted to pit sometime soon.
Yeah.
Look at this gaggle of cars here for position. I believe that would be the battle for 4th on track right there.
Yeah, I think so. We're looking at Solos and Watts.
Watts going to try to cross him over. Ooh, that was real close.
Yeah.
Tried the deep entry.
Solos wasn't taking it.
Leader on pit road, 27 coming down the pit road now.
I was about to say, now would be the near the perfect time to pit. With the way these guys have been pitting. If it was just, normal strategy, I would have, waited until like maybe a lap or two longer, but honestly, I think, the way he's doing it right here, that's the way to go.
Clements is staying out. 63 is staying out also.
Where is Clements track position wise? Oh, he has.
He's the leader now. Yeah.
When did he get around Gonzalez?
I think Gonzalez spun earlier on. I didn't catch the. Didn't catch it. He either spun or pitted. I'm not sure which. We missed it either way, but say Viola's going to get out second by quite a margin behind Clements.
And Viola still really has a big advantage on Gonzalez there after that. So, yeah, whatever happened to Gonzalez, whether he spun or pit out, disadvantage.
Young and Cole Rodriguez on pit road. We'll see. We'll check the intervals here in a second. It can't be that big of an interval because Viola's getting bigger in the mirror all the time. Yeah, he's right there already on Clements.
Dang.
Out of turn 11 going on to the backstretch. And Gonzalez is almost right there on Viola too, but I don't think Gonzalez hasn't pitted yet, I don't believe.
If he has, he's at a tire disadvantage, slight. So it's going to come down to raw pace with these two, if that is the case. But if he spun out, then he is not in a good position because he's got those other gaggle of cars that they're in viewing distance.
Salos has ran away from that pack of cars. He's now fourth.
Yeah, not exactly striking distance, but viewing distance, and that says something enough in itself. We're coming to 10 to go here soon.
Right. Yeah, I would say 11 to go at the line. Yeah, Viola has caught up to Clements. Not quite, but he's there just about. He'll be right on him shortly.
Yeah, Clements, battling for that championship potentially. I don't know if a lap led here gets you a point, but staying in front, leading a couple laps.
Every point matters. Delgado with a black flag for cutting the S's. And
actually, he's going to go to pit road this time.
So is Viola.
Did Viola get a penalty?
Did he get a penalty? That's a good question.
Regardless,
Gonzalez
that is
going to
costly.
take the lead.
I don't know what happened to. I guess penalty. Yeah, that's extremely costly for Viola. Goodness.
Well, if Gonzalez hasn't already pitted, which I don't think he has, that's going to open up a massive cushion for him. Salos is promoted now to second. There's a drive-through penalty. I think he sped. He's back rolling now, but he's lost 5 positions.
Yeah.
At least 5 positions, 6 positions. But I think he's got the car to at least drive through most of these people. So
yeah. And he's also got a little bit of a tire advantage with pitting a little bit later.
Right. See now, Gonzalez-Greene doesn't have the track position advantage for the lead.
Yeah, I don't know which was really going to put him.
Okay, so make a note. So Gonzalez did pit on lap 12.
All right, yeah. I guess we just didn't notice it.
So his stop is, yeah, it's something we missed. He did pit on lap 12, so he's at a pretty good advantage. Salos is taking up the chase now in turn 11.
So that's where the race is at right now.
He's basically got the whole backstretch lead just about on Salos though. We know Salos is going to drive like hell to get back up. That Stephen Gibson is now up to third, and LaPrade pressuring him for third.
Yeah, none of these
Watts
guys
is trying to push both of them.
Yeah,
that's a whole pack of 7, I think 6.
Yeah, a bunch of these guys just. I don't know if it's a difficulty on passing or if they're really just that equivalent on pace, which. I don't know.
Yeah, Viola maybe just hiding his time. Oh, he's getting in the back of the 06 trying to get her out of the way. Viola's got to go. And Sims is going to throw the defensive line.
There he goes.
So we'll check the gaps this round. Ooh, missed a 2:14.4 out of Gonzalez with the lead, and Salos with a 2:14.6. The gap is 8 seconds.
All right, well,
it's another 4.5 seconds back to Gibson, LaPrade in the pack. Somebody locked brakes there. I don't know who, but they're still going. wonder if Salas is getting any time. He's only 2/10 off of Gonzalez that last lap.
Regardless, I don't know if it would be enough to really have anything for him,
Yeah,
but
yeah, they're right at 10 to go unless Gonzalez somehow blows a gear.
dang, that'd be insane if that happened. But yeah, no.
And Viola's just now getting around Elijah Swain and Sims for position. Lost a lot of time with that penalty.
Say for Sala's a really good showing for his debut, assuming this is his debut.
He's always good on the road courses, as you know, so I'm not shocked with how well he's running.
Not shocked either, but good show you got for a league, especially your debut.
Oh, somebody spun. Liza Swain spun in the stadium section. Back rolling. Mathers spun it again at the top of the hill. That's off of turn 1. So the gap has increased by 2/10 between. Yeah, they're literally within 2/10 of each other time-wise between Gonzalez and Salos.
Yeah, just the gap in and of itself is already pretty big.
Yeah. Something catastrophic will have to happen or if we get a yellow, that's the only way that'll bring things back together. By this point in the race, I'm not sure that we'll get either scenario.
Nah.
So Salos, if he's gonna win, he's gonna have to drive his ass off to catch Gonzalez.
Yeah. Maybe do some mind games or something, but
Yeah.
sometimes you gotta deal with the cards you're dealt. See what you can put on the table.
Right. Huh, that gap might be closing. I'm not sure. The gap's at least being maintained.
Yeah, I think that in and of itself is also pretty helpful. If you're solid, just trying to maintain the gap at least, and just in case.
Right. Meanwhile, Kyle Watts went wide. Once again, he's lost another position. And Gonzalez breaking loose a little bit through turn 19. Into turn 20, he's going to catch the lap car of Cole Mather. Well, Cole Mather actually came to pit road. It gets him out of the way. See what Gonzalez runs this time, lap time wise, as they are at 6 to go, or 8 to go, excuse me. 2:15.8 against a 2:15.1.
Oh wow, okay.
Salos is turning up the wick. That's almost 7/10 right. That is 7/10 right there. He's turning up the wick a little bit, but I think he's gonna have to. At this point in the race, he'll have to run at least a second a lap faster to even be on the back bumper of the 63.
And you just gotta hope he makes some more mistakes or something.
Whoa! Oh, it looked like Gonzalez got a little slideways at the top of the S's there.
Wow, we're just talking about commentator's curse almost. Well, almost.
Well,
Yeah,
if you want a good race, it's a commentator's blessing.
That's true.
But no, in all seriousness though, say Gonzalez has driven about as flawless of a race as you can. Same with Salos.
Yeah. The only really disadvantages he's had is really when he had to fight through some of those cars at the beginning of this run.
Right. Through turn 11 without any trouble. Salos through turn 11 without any trouble. If these people aren't matching their pace, they're exceeding each other.
Yeah, that's impressive. Both these two drivers very skilled in their
yeah, they know what
abilities.
they're doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Through turn 12, Gonzalez Not quite breaking traction, but close.
Yeah, don't let that no skill racing logo on the front end of that 63 fool you.
That's psychological warfare, and everybody knows it. So there's through, I believe that's turn 17. Turn 18. Oh, look at that slide from Gonzalez.
A little bit of slide, holds on to it.
Through turn 19. Catch a little bit of the dirt through turn 20. Getting a little untidy with his line, but that could just be grip.
Yeah.
I hope he didn't say it. Surely he's not getting complacent. 215.88 out of Gonzalez, and we're gonna have a 216.0 out of Solos. The gap staying pretty constant, or actually lost a couple tenths, I should say.
Yeah. Kind of just back and forth at this point between them two.
Right.
One thing I will say for Gonzalez-Greene is he's been consistently running those .8s these past few laps. That is definitely something he'll have to
he's hitting his marks just right.
Overstepped
Right as I say that, he
but...
slid a little bit there, but
yeah,
I don't think it's going to matter too much.
Overstepped in a little bit, but I think he knows his limits.
Yeah, I would say so. Hitting that rev limiter pretty hard there.
Yeah.
Through turn 11. And William Viola has caught up to third. He's up to third after that series of stops. He holds the fastest lap of the race right now with a 2:13.9.
Gosh dang.
We have people possibly making second pit stops.
I think some of these guys are maybe going for two stoppers. Those guys that pitted around like lap 9 or lap 8.
Yeah, Viola.
I honestly don't think a two-stopper would have been the way to go. Obviously.
Yeah, he'll lose too much time. Yeah. I mean, then no matter, they're coming to 6 to go this time.
Yeah.
Once again, all Gonzalez-Greene has to do is just hit his marks the rest of the race, and so long as nothing catastrophic goes wrong, he's got it in the bag. Lap time this time, 2:16.9, and for Solos, 2:16.3. So that time he lost, he gained it back, and then some.
Yeah, just not quite consistent enough, I don't think, to really put the
to have time to
put the money in the bag.
Put it in. No, Solos is really attacking the S's quite vigorously in an effort to gain. So is Viola. He's actually running faster than the two leaders. He just turned out 2:16.1 last time around. But the trouble is he's 10 and a half seconds back, so I don't think he has time for any time to gain unless the two make mistakes.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of what-ifs from these guys after this one. From Solos, what if he was able to manage the track position a little bit better? And then for Viola, what if he didn't speed? But at the end of the day, it's those what-ifs that drive you into being better on the track and getting better results. And
into turn 12, Gonzalez-Greene, pretty hot in there. Made the corner work fine. Through turn 13, slips a little bit.
Those tires, I think, are.
Ooh, that was an awkward kind of set of corners there.
Yeah, his
he
tires
may be losing grip a little bit.
Yeah, he is running out on those tires. He's trying to, hold a decent enough pace where he's not losing time but he also wants to still be able to go through at a good enough speed. It's I don't want to say a double-edged sword, but it's a fine line you don't want to cross.
Right. You gotta maintain your gaps.
Oh, he's going to pit
coming
road.
To pit road.
Well, that makes me wonder. Do the rest of these guys have enough gas?
So is Salos.
Yeah, these guys don't have enough gas. Where's Viola in the mix?
So, let's see how they form. And Viola's going to stay out.
I can gamble a lap or two. Yeah, I think with this in mind, probably a two-stopper either way. I didn't even think about that. Projected laps might have been a liar there.
If anybody's gonna gamble, it'd be Viola.
Yeah.
But he may try to get as big of a gap can, and then come in, take less fuel than what these two have to take.
Yeah, that was definitely actually a pretty solid advantage there for Viola. Gained some time. I don't know how much. Gonzalez
leaving the pits. Salo's leaving the pits.
Yeah.
So
about the same gaps they had before. Nothing really too crazy. Both of them executed pretty good.
I would say,
But now they have a Cole Mather in between them.
Right. See how the gap shakes out. Both of them came out ahead of Clements. LaPrat also made a stop in the meantime.
I wonder if Clements has enough to make it to the end.
Oh, that makes me wonder too.
Yeah, because I was assuming projected laps 14, but I think being a road course might have been a bit of a, as I would call it, a communist myth. May have been tricked by the game there.
Surely it was government propaganda, because this is quite a long road course.
Yeah.
Into turn 11. There's that gap may have been maintained, if not brought closer.
I think now is the game between them has pretty much equalized. They're on the same set of tires, and they both have enough to make it to the end.
I have to keep an eye on Viola. In case he tries to play the strategy card, try to tough it out, and see if he can't make it on the single stop. We'll have to check his lap time against the leaders here in just a moment.
Yeah, I imagine probably will not be faster. Well, actually, since they went to pit road, it'd probably be faster because they, just pit. But wouldn't be shocked if he is thinking about coming pit road here soon.
So
unless he has enough to make it to the end, but I honestly don't think he does.
Yeah. So we'll see. The 63 and the 23 had a 6-second gap between each other last time around.
Yeah, I think that's bigger.
I would say Gonzalez gained some time. We'll see here.
Maybe not a whole lot, but
yeah, that was a. That was about maintain the gap, about 7 seconds between the two of them.
It just looked like it was more.
Yeah, I think having the car Cole Mathers sandwiched in there doesn't help. So Viola has almost a 15-second gap on Gonzalez-Greene. This is 4 to go. Makes you wonder if he's going to tough it out, if he's got the fuel to make it, to even think about toughing it out.
That's definitely a question to be wagered. I was about 5 laps ago thinking this was all she wrote. Shoot. There goes
that breathed a little more life into the end of this race.
Yeah, it definitely did, but projected laps made a fool of me.
Yes, your government propaganda lied to you again, Zach.
Yeah, I think I need to start listening to a new government.
Yeah. North Korea will welcome you with open arms. I think Salos is gaining time still. On, Gonzalez-Greene.
That's coming down.
Or at the very least, maintaining the gap.
Yeah. I think it really just comes down to pace, really, with this one.
Between them two, assuming Viola doesn't have the gas or the tires to make it back around.
Viola probably not pushing all the way. Those two, I would imagine, are pushing all the way to make it to the end of this thing. As highest position as they possibly can.
I would say so. They're coming to 3 to go. Viola's still your leader. We'll check the gap here. The gap surely is decreasing between the 27 and 63. Let's see. Viola's already in turn 1, and Gonzalez-Greene just now crossing the line. Gained 4 seconds.
That is nuts.
He
sled.
overshot turn 1 a little bit. That's going to help Viola and Salos.
Like, it must get interesting here at the end.
Very interesting deal. As we say, Viola about 10 seconds on Gonzalez-Greene. He may have, if he can hold on, it may be possible. He may pull the upset.
Yeah, 4 seconds a lap. Holy gosh, that's like right on the money.
It's very difficult to do, but it can be done. The chances of that are never zero.
Oh.
And Gonzalez-Greene through turn 11. And Salos through turn 11. The gap between the two of them has increased, though. Yeah, that lap Gonzalez-Greene put down was a full second quicker just about than the 23. So... it remains to be seen if Viola can hold off Gonzalez-Greene.
I think really what we're going to see on this lap coming to 2 to go, it's going to really give us a good answer on that. Right now, I think Gonzalez is catching up at a fast enough rate where we'll probably catch him on the last lap.
There they go, coming to 2 to go now.
Crazy to think about with how big that gap was. I mean, look at him. You can already see him in the background on TV1.
That was a 2... I think that was also a 2:17.8. The gap's decreased, I should say, by about 3 seconds.
Not as big, but...
Pasta's gained 3 seconds, but the gap between the 23 and the 63 has stayed constant. Yeah, there was a 2:17.8 out of Viola and a 2:14.1 out of Gonzalez-Greene. So, if assuming they run the same times this next lap, Viola should have at most a 3-second lead coming to the white.
Yeah, I don't know if that'd be enough.
I don't think that would be enough.
I don't think so either. Gonzalez would have to make a mistake and something like that.
Yeah. And nobody is perfect, so
I mean,
if Viola can do it, hats off to him, but it's going to be a very, very tight battle.
Yeah. And I don't even think he can put up any fight with Gonzalez. I mean, with how far that pace off, 3-4 seconds a lap, that is no joke. And
A little
Viola,
bit of a slip there in turn 12 from Viola.
I think he has enough
He may have just enough of a cushion. We'll see.
Only time's going to tell here. I mean, it comes down to those last few corners. I don't imagine he's going to be as lenient as he would be in the first few corners.
Oh, that's the gap. I think the stadium section is what's hurting him the most, because I think this is where Gonzalez-Greene gains a lot of his time.
Yeah, that's where a lot of those corners are, where those tires are needed. Yeah, he's knocking on the door.
Into turn 19, you can see him about in the same shot. Turn 20, coming to the white flag.
1 lap to go, sponsored by God knows what.
A credit to Bank.
Couldn't afford the one.
That was a 2:18.6 out of Viola and a 14-2 out of Gonzalez-Greene.
Yeah, 4 seconds.
And a
there.
little bit of a lockup in turn 1 from Viola.
Yeah, no.
This is going to be a nail biter, to put it mildly.
Man, imagine. I'm not gonna say nothing too much yet, but goodness, this is gonna get down to the nitty gritty.
This is one you pull those belts tight for.
Yeah, no,
That's for sure. Oh, what happened?
I thought he made a mistake there at 63, but no, he just really dove it in there.
He's trying to get all the time he can get.
Yeah, he's getting everything out of that car.
Throwing it around, yeah, into turn 11 here.
He's not giving anything here.
Don't leave it all on the track. Look at there.
I know.
Throwing it into turn 11.
Yeah, he's gonna get a good run off here in that.
Yeah. Oh, he's right in this draft too.
Oh yeah, that's enough to get some slip.
This is gonna be a classic right here down the back straightaway. The final time.
He's trying to break that slipstream.
Will Viola, your leader for the moment.
Oh.
Gonzalez-Greene second. Gonzalez-Greene gonna break deep into 12. Oh, he goes off course. He's gonna come back on. They're gonna be side by side. Viola slips. They touch a little bit. And there goes Gonzalez-Greene to the lead. Viola's not out of this by any means. Now he slips. That's over.
Yeah, at this point, just try to stop the bleeding. Try not to let Solos by. But
Stop the bleeding. Solos he's got enough of a gap. I think he'll be okay.
Yeah, but valiant effort nonetheless.
Gonzalez-Greene into turn 19. Coming into turn number 20, he's shaking it around a little bit. Don't celebrate too soon. Off of number 20, coming to the start-finish line. Alexander Gonzalez-Greene is going to take the victory here at COTA.
Viola P2 and P3 goes to Pasta in his debut. Man, I was going to say it, but if only Viola did not speed, I think he would have. I think this would have finished a bit differently.
That would have been I think that pit penalty is what cost him the race.
Man, that's going to haunt him for a minute. But yeah, no, this is also Gonzalez-Greene's first win since the since he quit racing for a bit. Returned the car, made his first race back in Atlanta. Got P2. Daytona didn't go so well for him, and didn't quite get the finish he wanted. And here today, just had a clean, flawless race, didn't really make too many mistakes. The little mistakes he did make, was able to rebound from pretty quick, and put himself in P1.
Yeah. I'm gonna go on and split.
All right, adios,
Buddy
man.
disconnected from your channel.
Thanks to Robbie Gilman for being in the booth with us. I don't know if there'll be any post-race interviews or not, but we'll see if AGG wants to do his burnout. Get that going and see what happens from there. Oh, he's going to do it over here for us in this corner. Okay. Don't want to wait too long. All right. And Alexander Gonzalez-Greene in his third race back. He's going to win it. Obviously not in contention for the championship this season, but this kind of goes into show. Maybe he can go back and get some more titles for season 15 if that goes to plan, and showing that he's still got what it takes. And overall, just talented and put together just straight up a good race. Really nothing else that really badly corresponded there. Just straight up clean race, class act. Did what he needed to stay in contention, even when he wasn't leading the race. Still, stay composed and finish P1. And doing that long burnout here on the straight, or whatever straight this is. I didn't quite get it done, but hey, I can't blame him. Those tires are cooked from that little bit of burnout he did before. But yeah, Alexander Gonzalez-Greene, P1. Yep, he is off track. I'm going back to my pit lane 1 cam. Not pit lane 1, pit lane 2. Why is it over here? Oh, okay, that's why. Alright, so official results on the ticker on your screen, or when I say official, there is probably going to be some corner cuts, so those are the unofficial results that are being displayed on the screen. I just realized I'm once again being gremlined by one of the random gnarl numbers showing up here like they did last week. Instead of Liam Tingley this time, it was Cole Rodriguez. Oh well, Liam Tingley. I'm curious where did he finish? P12, interesting. Yeah, alright, let's see. I have anyone in my reading room right now, but I'll give it a minute. While that's going on, check my Discord real quick. Some stuff, but yeah, no, we got next race. CCRS goes to friggin'. Let me just go look, see where they're going, because I don't keep up with that as much as I should. Hopefully, Dalton able to get his computer fixed where he can show up for that. Las Vegas, where CCRS goes, they actually don't have a confirmed track for race 6 yet, so that'll be interesting to find out. And then this Friday, the NARL, or as most would call it, NARL, they are going to Pikes Peak, so that'll be interesting. Then IFAR will be going back, assuming on Saturday once again, they'll be going to Texas, so that'll be very interesting to watch for sure. So yeah, let's see, we got Arya in the waiting room. I guess got anyone else, so might as well.
User was moved to your channel.
Alright, got Arya, the founder of IFAR and the owner of Scuderia Carmona Racing. Seen y'all up front a couple times today. What was y'all thoughts on the race overall?
Hi, thanks for having me. So I definitely think the race was really good for my drivers. I think while it wasn't a podium or any major results, we knew from the onset that, we were going to be really fighting towards like upper top 5, if I had to guess. We were really just overcoming adversity. Dumb blew a gear. Kirsten was very deep in the field. Same thing with Josh. I mean, yeah, Jolene even. I mean, it definitely was about coming up through the field. I think the strategy was good. We tried splitting it among our drivers. In the end, we were, classic championship battle with the diesel guys with Clements and Watts. I think that was very, very good. That was very exciting, I think, between the 4 of them. Yep. And yeah, I mean, I'm very proud of them, very proud of their efforts. I think all of us in the top 10, I think that's very commendable. So yeah, I mean, I think it was a good race, and I think especially at the front with Alex and Viola, I think that was also quite exciting for the field. And yeah, I mean, overall, it's just great to be in this position. Very grateful to have such talented drivers week in and week out, and yeah, we're gonna keep pushing.
All right. Well, a little update on the overall points battle. You got Gina Bononi and Joshua Clemens currently tied for that top spot coming into Texas next week. Dunlop Prad 6 points back. Kyle Watts 10 points back. That's the top 4 under a blanket right there for you. What do you think Dunlop Prad has what it takes to potentially get that title, or you think we're gonna take a little bit more luck and push to get that done?
Absolutely. I mean, this championship has just been ebbs and flows, right? We've all had seen these amazing drivers going toe to toe multiple times this season, having their own highs. And I think the fact that we've, this deep in the season, having 4 drivers at such a high quality level fighting for this championship, I think that's amazing for the sport. I think that's amazing for just everybody watching. It's exciting. Dunlop Prad's obviously 2-time world champion, so I have no doubt, I have full confidence in him that he has what it takes. We just have to start getting more results. And, I think with the recent showings of these last couple races, I think there's no reason to think that he's not going to be in the fight. So I'm excited to see how the championship goes into Texas. And yeah, let's see.
Well, congrats on that as the team owner, and hopefully good luck to you next week, and we'll see how you do in the constructors.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Let's see.
User was moved out of your channel.
Alright, so I thought we were going to have Alexander Gonzalez-Greene, but I think he either changed his mind or something, I'm not sure. But yeah, I think that's it for interviews. Alex, I guess, declined to do an interview. Got your standings right there. I am looking at the IFAR chat right now. Alexander Gonzalez-Greene, no third gear. Alright. So, yeah. That actually explains a lot. Shoot. Okay. That's impressive by Alexander Gonzalez-Greene to be able to get that done. Should have waited a little bit and brought him in. Oh well. Regardless, congrats to him on the win. Like I said, all that stuff happening next week. And I think that's going to do it. See you guys next time. Be sure to like, subscribe, all that jazz. Yeah.